When I tell you, she was like, why don't you twirl on out of here, Angela? Not twirl on out of here. That's nasty. Drew was like, wow, well, that's nasty work. Do you know why she's not here? Yeah, because of what you did. You threw the rock and you hid your hand, and that's exactly how I feel. Exactly how I feel about this girl. Was Kenya absolutely wrong? She was dead ass wrong. She should have never did that mess. But that girl she threw the rock and hid her hand. She asked for the Kenya Moore experience and she got it. Banged on the door, thought it was going to be just a little poof and got a typhoon. Okay? Girl, but you studied the show clearly. Using the girl's catchphrases. Oh my God. Even used so nasty. Y'all heard her. She was even gonna try to say so nasty, so rude. Said, oh girl, she a fan, she a fan, she a fan. She a fan, she a fan, she a fan. Okay, girl, you're a fan, love. And a psychotic one at that. Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle, and this is the Belle Perspective, and we are here today to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Girl, I know I'm late, but it's better late than never. Okay, that's what they say. Period. This is Sweet 16, episode 6. Peace interrupted. If you're new to my channel, I talk about reality TV and all sorts of things on the channel. So get in where you fit in by subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and getting in the comments and letting me know what you think about the episode. Okay, let's get into it. So I know that I was defending Kenya tooth and nail, left and right in my last video. And I watched this episode and I started to just ever so slightly started to feel kind of bad for Brit. But then I just started feeling like her tears were just so disingenuous. I Let me say this. Kenya let this heifer trick her out of her spot. Like, I wish Kenya never did what she did because now Brit can carry on and act like she was the victim. Like, she just never did anything to start any of this. And I'm just like, damn, Kenya, you gave this girl an inch and now she done took a mile. And I know y'all know it take me a while to get there. Y'all know it take me a while to get there. But I'm aggravated with Kenya because now she gonna spend all her time on this show for the duration of however long she gonna be on here, which I hope ain't long, trying to pretend like she was the victim this whole time. And I'm just okay. So let's pick up where we left off. Right. So this is post Kenya stunt down to Kenya Moore hair care. We at Brit's house and it almost feels like she's reveling in it. Like, you see what happened to me? You see how Kenya is such a horrible person? See, I told you she was a horrible person. See, I told you, look what she did to me. People always hate on me. The females are always hating on me. Like, that is how she was reveling in the foolishness. It's like somebody who I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. And then we respond back to them. They're like, see how they act? See how they did? See how they do me? I never even did anything to them. Girl, oh my God. So Brit saying, can you try to publicly shame me? And y'all hang on with me, girl. My allergies, I don't know about y'all, girl. My allergies are kicking my tail, girl. My throat itch, girl. My nose itch, my eyes itch. My nose is watering, girl. My throat. I'm just going through it. Okay. But anyway, so Britt says that Kenya tried to publicly shame her and, ruin her event. And this was supposed to be for her child. And how dare she? And now she's possibly going to lose her license. And I watched this episode with my good girlfriend. And I was like, girl, okay. We both was like, now, wait a minute. Hold on. Back the truck up. Something in the milk ain't clean. How are you about to lose your license over this? How is that possible? But y'all saw how she cut up as soon as Angela started asking the right questions. I said, "Oh, girl, see, your slip is showing. Your slip is showing." So anyway, let's keep going. So she said she might lose her license. She says, she used to suck a little D a little when she was a teenager. So I'm trying to figure out, are you saying that the poster that Kenya was down there that she put up was of you when you were a teenager? I'm hoping. I don't know. I don't know what anyone can do. Anybody's capable of damn near anything. I don't think Kenya knew. I'm sure Kenya was certain that this is your adulthood. She also said that she participated in, what was it, webcam. She thought she scrubbed the internet. So I'm just trying to think to myself, well, girl, if you thought you scrubbed the internet, how was this between you and your man? Or is she saying what? Oh no, let me stop trying to question that part. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think, okay? So anyway, I'm writing. I wrote in my notes. Kenya, you made her the victim. God damn it. God damn it, Kenya. You should have never gave that bitch an inch. God damn. Now we got to sit up here and watch her cry all these theatrics and her shit not even making sense. And she started this shit. That psycho. She started all of this. Okay, let's keep going. So Kelly comes over. I really like Kelly. Kelly has no problem telling the girls right is right, wrong is wrong. I like Kelly. I think that yeah, I like Kelly. That's what I'm gonna say for right now. She brings an IV nurse, so they're sitting down, they're talking, and Kelly says that she never experienced anything like that with Kenya at all. And there was a point where Brit was saying, she has been pushing my buttons and trying me since the time I got there. And I call bullshit. Call bullshit. The people down to wherever the production team, they do not like Kenya, clearly, because she was kicked off the show before this girl who threatened her with pow pows and pew pews and whips and things. Okay. But if Kenya was as antagonizing as Brit is trying to make her seem, where is the bean footage? I'm not seeing it. The proof is not in the pudding. You, in your mind, thought that, oh, the females are going to be hating on me because I'm in a new environment. And that's how females have her note to self. Anytime somebody address women as a female, girl, I don't even or stop listening. I just be like, all right, you ain't whoever coming out their mouth, because it usually is either a man or a woman. Usually it's a man, but women like to tag on to that bullshit too, girl. I stopped listening. So she came on, thought she was gonna have a issue with Kenya because she's watched the show, she's seen how Kenya operates. Kenya ain't give her nothing, but she in her mind is creating this scenario and is acting out on the things that are happening in her mind. And nobody's doing anything. No one had done anything to her at this point. And now, because in her head, she done conjured up all this foolishness, and then Kenya responds back to her. Then she turns around and says, see, I told you. No, girl, you did that in your head, you nut. And wacko. The girl is wacko, okay? Her and her nasal and her thing like this. And it's getting worse and worse. Oh, God. Anyway, okay. So Kelly says, I know she was said Kelly said, I feel like Kelly kind of co-signed because Britt was like, she's been antagonizing me since I got on the show or got since I started. Kelly was like, I know. And I'm like, Kelly, what do you know? When? When? See, you saying I know co-signs are crazy. And you're doing all of this, defending your friend, having an IV nurse come all over here, do all of this just for y'all to fall out. Girl, I can't wait to see how they fall out, girl. Brit is not likable. She is not a likable girl. Okay. And for all you women out there who think that females are in competition and females don't do, you're the problem. Okay. From a certified girl's girl, no. I've never had an issue. As a matter of fact, the people that I really can depend on, the people that I've always had, that have always been by my side, and have rolled for me and looked out for me. Okay, when I take solo trips, when I was single as a Pringle, I was taking my solo trips. The people who looked out for me were women. Okay, black women or even white women when I used to take my solo trips. The people who would, I needed a little help with my homework or whatever we doing. Women. Okay, I never had issues with women. Females didn't give me no problem. Wasn't no competition or no foolishness like that. Now, don't get me wrong. We've all experienced. Okay, but when you have a good personality, okay, it's easy to become a girl's girl. Anyway, let's move along. So, all right, we get to Kelly says she wants to plan something. Girl, my good girlfriend was like, "Girl, Kelly always trying to plan something. Didn't she just plan for Balmain or Balmain?" I said, "Girl, the reason why she doing that is so she can try to keep the mess going between all the rest of these hoes, and she ain't got to be in the middle of it." Okay, Kelly, I see you, girl. Okay, so we meet up at Shamia's house. Shamia's having brunch and chicken and waffles or whatever, and it's a couple of the girls. I think it's Angela, Porsha, obviously Shamia, Drew. Who else? Come on, who else over there? I think that's it. Brit is not there. And obviously Kenya's not there either. And so, girl, I don't know about y'all. Did y'all see that chef, girl? He was smooth. I said, oh, girl. Oh, come on in. All right. Anyway, so they sitting out on the patio and they're talking. And I see where Shamia gets her little monologues from because, girl, Shamia mama, I was like, we appreciate you, mama, but girl, wrap this up, girl. Come on, we can go outside and get a little drink and a little waffle and a little chicken. Anyway, but I appreciate the speeches, child. So they're sitting down. You see Angela, her fan. They talk about her being perimenopausal. She says she's not. She's just the hottest bitch in the room. Literally. Okay. Anyway, so they're discussing the aftermath and they are just kind of saying, Kenya took it too far. Let me just say this, okay, before I have my girl certification jacked from y'all. Kenya was absolutely wrong, unequivocally wrong, okay, for taking it to Portland to hell in Porsha's words, okay? She was absolutely wrong. She should have never showed those photos where she was at that grand opening. Now, threatening her with a snippet, absolutely, yes, do that. But showing it to the world for people who didn't even want to see that type of thing, for people who just came for a grand opening, girl, I wasn't here to see eggplants in people's mouth like that, girl. I was here to see a beautiful showroom, okay? That's where I'm like, girl, that's wrong, okay? Yeah. And just to put another woman in a compromising position like that, when we got niggas running rampant doing this shit already, just no. Okay? So I will say this right now. Kenya was absolutely wrong, okay? Even though I was going back and back in my last video. She was wrong, okay? I don't want nobody to try to take my girls certification, okay? Anyway, so they were talking about how Kenya's actions were premeditated and all this other stuff. And I'm like, who cares whether it's premeditated? Because are you trying to say that I don't care if it's premeditated? Yes, it's premeditated. Absolutely. The girl threatened her with a pew pew. What you mean? I don't see how that is makes it worse. Not in this scenario. In other scenarios, yes. But this one, who cares? Yes. Yes. It was premeditated. Absolutely. Okay, so Kelli asked Porsha, what I'm seeing with the girls, they're really good at asking the girls hard questions and keeping the story going. Well played, Kelli. I like that. Okay, so Kelli asked Porsha, how would you handle the situation? Porsha makes reference to how she probably would have done something with the posters had it been her and Kenya or something like that. She just said she wouldn't have done that. She wouldn't have been, you know, fooling with Kenya had that happen to her. But girl, please. Okay. So anyway, they all go outside. Actually, before they go outside, Angela asked Porsha about what she said. She was like, "Oh, girl, I heard about Charles. I know about Charles or whatever." And Porsha says, "Get the line." Oh, girl, it's nothing. She's joking. She says in the confessional, she says she got a cousin who basically does the investigation. We all us friends got one FBI friend who will Google, do the Googleations and do the IG stories and pin this story with that story and girl, figure it out. Porsha, you know damn well you got dirt on Charles and you was throwing that shit up in that lady face, and it calls for alarm with Angela because we already know how you get down, Porsha. You one of them. So anyway, Porsha told us she was joking. Please. Anyway, it wasn't the best joke, bitch. You was not playing. Right. Anyway, so Drew gets there and they're talking to Drew about the situation. She's prepping for court and she says that she feels like they're coexisting as a family. How the hell y'all doing that when you barely want to see him like that? I'm not understanding Drew. I'm not. Okay. So Porsha then talks about, or Angela pitches the question to Porsha, or do you feel like you're getting everything that you need? And then Porsha goes into this monologue. And when I tell you, grab the world's smallest violin and get the plan. Porsha says that, we're family and I told him that PJ was asking about him because she calls him Pop Pop, and she didn't call him Pop Pop anymore. She calls him Simon, and she told him that he was at work, and then she in a confessional talking about how she felt safe and secure with Simon. Girl, how did you? I have so many questions. One, Porsha, how did you feel safe and secure with this man, knowing damn well how you got him? Okay, because how you lose him is how you get him. One, two. Weren't you telling us that y'all was on a boat and the police was riding up on y'all? Girl, how did you feel safe and secure with all of that happening? From not Portia, you got with Simon because you thought you was gonna live the same life that Shamia is living, and it did not work out the way that you wanted it to. Okay, let's be for real. That's two, okay, or maybe three, girl. I don't remember. The other part is, girl, why do you have this strange man around your daughter? I feel very uncomfortable when women have rotating men coming in and out of the house. And why necessarily know if I believe Portia when she says that PJ was calling him Pop and then she just called him Simon. I'm like, how did she know to switch that? Don't get me wrong, children are very smart, but I don't know if I can believe Portia's story. Then she tells us that she texted Simon to tell him that PJ was asking about him, and she left it. He left her on red. It's like, you trying to manipulate this man like you did, because y'all remember how she was doing Dennis, talking about, you see how you doing your daughter. You come up on this show like that and think about your daughter. Are you doing the same thing, trying to throw your daughter out, your daughter's name, throwing her out to manipulate? And because you didn't get the response that you wanted. Oh, what's your girl gone? Okay. Go on. I don't feel sorry for you. You married a scammer. Okay. You thought you was going to be living in the lap of luxury like Shamia is. And no, you're not. Okay. You're fighting for your life. Quiet as it's kept, you might be damn near homeless. Well, not now because ICE done detained the nigga and sending them back. Okay. Quiet as it's kept, you was homeless because I know you can't go live back with Miss Diane now. Where were you living, in a hotel? A Super 8? Girl, I'm so sick of Portia. I don't know for the life of me. I don't understand why Portia feels like she needs to. Portia literally could be living on her own and making money and being a boss all on her own, but she just feels the need to be tied to some man. Come hook or come crook, whether he's whether lacks integrity, okay, whether he lacks a green card, girl, come hook or come crook, you're gonna have you a man. And it's just like, yikes. You're willing to put your daughter's life and safety at risk just so you can say you have a semblance of a man? I don't get it. I don't get it. Portia's getting emotional. All the girls are crying around her. Shamia runs over to. I said, Shamia, girl, you running over there to support that girl. She don't even she don't even recognize you singing your song. Drew says she feels sorry for Portia. She knows exactly what she's going through, but it is what it is. She's gonna keep her distance. Girl, child, let's move along, girl. Okay. Um, Drew and Portia, can y'all coexist? Girl, I don't care about this. Okay. So Portia say, Drew's a non-factor. That was low key shade, but girl, please, we don't care. We don't care. Okay. Um, Drew Sidora tells us that she's related to Michael Jordan. That's her cousin. Who is Drew? Is Sidora her middle name or her last name? Because where is that? I don't, girl. Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman. Is it Pittman Sidora or Sidora Pittman? Girl, I don't know, girl. Let me get out that business. Let's move along. Kelli and her daughter. Now, I was watching this with my good girlfriend, not Sierra, but y'all follow her on TikTok. Another girl. So another one of my good girlfriends. We both were like, "See, Kelli, you got to be careful about your plastic surgery because we'll see what you really look like in your kids." Okay, and so what Kelli really looks like pre-surgery is her daughter. Okay, not a bad looking girl at all, but you can tell the difference. Okay. We called it the edited version, okay? Anyway, so Kelli want to do this yoga, and quiet as it's kept, you could tell that Kelli don't really do yoga like that because the daughter was like, "All right, we'll come do this. I know you just doing it for the TV. Tell you something, the kids will tell on your ass. Y'all remember that little boy down in the Brit house talking about, oh, we having lobster? Don't y'all think this a bit too fancy? Right, because we don't usually have that. We usually have beanie weenies. Why you got lobsters? Okay. Anyway, so Kelli's daughter was basically telling on her, y'all don't really do yoga like that. Okay. Y'all just in here posing for the TV, right? Anyway, so they chopped and screwed this part up. They sit down. They're showing us a blog, or Kelly's talking about the blog of her ex-husband Mark, who's also named Mark, and how the blog is talking about how he, is getting out of jail, and his number one priority is focusing on his kids and getting custody of his children. And the oldest daughter, Chloe, is not Mark's child, but he's been with her since she was 2. So it's been a substantial amount of time. That's the only dad she's known, right? And so the daughter is like, he don't want nothing to do with me. He don't talk to me. He don't care about me. He's just looking for the daughter, young kids, right? His kids, right? And so Kelly was like, I will hope that not to be true. And figure out, one, who in the hell is this man? Why would the blogs be covering him? Does he have money? Like, I don't. Who is this man? Is he important? Do we need to know who he is? Because why are the blogs covering that he? I don't understand. I don't get it. And then also I'm like, Kelly, what was your motivating factor to marry this man? Like, what? Help me, because girl, he looked a mess. I don't. Okay. Anyway, so Chloe says she don't want to get married. She says she doesn't want to be in, no offense, mom, but I'm not trying to be like you. I personally, and Kelly was like, no, I would want you to get married. I would want you to experience love. I want my daughter to see a happy mother. And I'm like, why do we always make it seem like happiness is only tied to a man? That is not the case. And why does it sound like you heard somebody dog die when you hear your daughter or woman say, I don't want to get married? Like, no, oh my God, no. Oh, like, if the girl don't want to get married, there's nothing wrong with that. She can live a full, happy, love-filled life without being married. And that love doesn't necessarily have to come from a man. And it doesn't have to be romantic love. You could be just as full of love with your girlfriends, your family, if you have a close family. Like, there are ways to be fulfilled with love and get the significance and the self-actualization that you're looking for without being partnered to some man. Are we looking for romantic relationships? You can find it without being partnered with the opposite sex, or anyone for that matter. And so I'm just kind of like, Kelly, I want you to, one, have some real conversations with your daughters about men and how they really truly are. But I also want you to get into therapy, and they said that they are, and realize that mommy can be very much happy on her own, and it's nothing wrong with showing her daughters that it is possible to be able to live on your own and be completely satisfied with or without a man. Like, I really need us to catch that. I really do. Okay, catch that. Anyway, so we see Drew. Ooh, girl, Drew leaving her house. She got to leave first, third, and fifth weekend. Now I don't want to get her hair done. She's showing out for the camera girl. I said, oh Lord Jesus. So they're having lunch or dinner, breakfast, I think. And Ralph comes unannounced. And Drew is like, well, while you here, let me holler at you real quick. They talk about the exterminator, and Ralph getting a lion with his old egg head. You don't pay any damn bills around here, Drew. You're lying. I can tell that you're lying. Okay. In this scene, I can see that you lying, you egghead motherfucker. And then on top of that, the attorney, when Drew went to go sit down and talk to the attorney. Now, here's the thing: we can't always believe what Drew say, but the attorney, okay, has also confirmed that when we asking for your financials, nigga, your ass has not been able to produce anything except for Drew Sidora's financials. Okay, and if you really was paying for some shit, why the hell are you down in the basement? Why can't you afford to go get your own place down to the Four Seasons or something? No, you're broke. Brokey. We know that. We can tell. Okay. It's quite obvious, love. We see it. So I don't believe that you're paying a dime in this motherfucking house. And then you have the nerve to be like, it's just $100. Well, nigga, if it's just $100, pay that shit then. Oh God. And then the thing, you got a little face to you or whatever. Somebody might call you handsome, and you're feeling yourself. You're carrying on, and he still have access to puss, just despite the fact that he's psycho. Let's move along, girl. I'm tired. Allison was over there. They're going on a trip. I think they're going to like a beach or something like that. Girl, ain't no telling, but I love to see Allison. I feel like that's Drew real mama girl. Okay. Anyway, Shami is in the studio with RL. Angela comes over with Drew. They basically talk about how it was fucked up that Porsha basically didn't want to acknowledge Shamia's song. She was trying to act like, oh, that's Drew singing. Girl, why in the fuck would why in the fuck would Shamia be playing Drew's song when Drew can play her own goddamn song and you know Shamia can sing? Girl, stop it, girl. Shamia tells them that, Porsha was apologizing profusely, but girl, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. Okay. None of it made sense. And Angela was telling Shamia, I hope that you get the reciprocity because I know you ride for Porsha. I hope it's reciprocated in that same way. Okay. Now we get a little segment where Drew talking about, oh, I hope that I think the music game or whatever the royalties from this music baby gonna help to pay for PJ's college or at least get her a snack. Girl, shut your ass. Shut your ass up. And there goes Shamia in the confessional. You're going too far, Drew. Like, girl, let them drag Porsha just a tidbit, okay? Anyway, so Shamia and Porsha go and get golf. Girl, I do not give a damn, okay? I do not give a fuck about none of this stuff that was said. Shamia says that she's a people pleaser and that she's not going to try to talk to Porsha about the situation, about her not acknowledging Shamia's song or sharing it. But we've seen Porsha be a terrible friend. From her not showing up to her best friend's wedding, she did not show up, to allowing Phaedra to say those nasty ass rumors about Shamia, knowing Shamia was engaged to be married, vicious lies that were spread by millions of people were watching. She sat back and let that happen. Girl, God, we seeing it now, showing up late to the girl's birthday party, trying to steal the spotlight, to this right here, trying to not acknowledge that the girl was singing on the song. Anyway, I don't care about Porsha, and I feel like Shamia is too good for Porsha. I do. You give too much. You give too much. Side note, I want to see more of this husband because why the hell is he so pressed on you having a baby and willing to risk your life and the life of a surrogate for another baby? I'm curious. Anyway, okay. We get to see Brit and her pimp. I mean, her mom. Ooh, sorry, not anyway, they recap the whole Kenya situation, and girl, when I tell you this girl turned into the victim, I'm always getting hate from other females as if you did not start it. There is no way to get me to believe that Kenya has been poking you and prodding at you from day one, and there's no footage of it. Where is it? You created the scenario in your mind, and then you decided that you were going to act out on the scenario in your mind because you're a fan. Clearly, you are, because when you reference twirl up out of here, girl, crazy as hell. You've been watching Kenya. You knew you wanted the Kenya more experience. You were not knocking on the door. And when she busted it open, you didn't expect the tidal wave that it was. And now females are always hating on you. Cry me a fucking river. Okay, let's move along. Anyway, we get to the peace brunch. Girl, I don't know who Paris is, but shout out to Paris. Hey, Paris. Oh, Paris was her Kelli designer. I like Paris. I would be cool with Paris if me and Paris was in the room together. That would be my friend. Okay, I could tell. Okay. Um, hell nah. Paris threw something to the side. Who but threw the bug or the leaf outside of the cup to my who the bitch you don't like? Okay, that's gonna be hook up. Hell nah. There'd be some shit I do too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Before I get my good girlfriend certificate snatched, I'm a raggedy ass bitch like Brit. No, I'm not. I'm holding on to my good girlfriend certificate, child. Okay, so Porsha can't make it. Um, Kelli's telling her, take care of yourself, take everything you can except for somebody else, man. Kelli, well played, girl. Well played. I'm loving it. Loving it. I like Kelli, y'all. Okay. So all the girls come in, child. Here go Angela with her fan girl. To my she melting again. Girl, what is going on? Girl, you clueless girl. Child. Anyway, so Angela got her fan, but it is June, so I ain't gonna hold her. Okay. Everybody shows up. They look real cute. Drew looks so pretty in her pink dress. Drew is such a pretty girl. Like, I feel like we don't give her the flowers that we should because the girl is drop dead. Okay. Um, so everybody's asking like, where's Brit? Because we having this peace brunch for Brit. Shamia gets there, Angela gets there, all the girls get there. Brit gets there. Um, She says, the fact that they've all talked to Kenya and gotten her side and how she feels, that's why I have a wall up. So because they didn't rush to denouncing Kenya and making you queen bee, because that's what you've been looking for this whole entire time. When I tell you the psychotic tape that's going on, like what tape is going on in your head? Like I wish I could. You ever know people who you wish you could just take the tape out of their head and see what the hell going on, or unravel it a little bit because you see it's crooked. The tape going on in your head a little bit crooked, girls. I put on a little crooked. I want to iron it out for you and fix it. So what's going on in your head, love? Huh? Okay. Anyway, so they tell Brit that they've gotten Kenya's side and they want to talk to her. This is your opportunity. And so she's already got a wall up. She says, I'm feeling a certain way after everything that's happened. I'm about to lose my license. And Angela was like, wait a minute, I call bullshit. Just like me and my good girlfriend did. We both looked at each other like, that girl, I ain't never had no license in insurance. Okay, I don't have no license in insurance. I'm gonna tell you right now. But what I will say is that shit don't make no sense. Okay, girl, what type of ethical? Usually, you're losing a license over fraud. Okay, losing your license over security breaches and shit like that. Money, malfeasance and things like that. But girl, what are you? What are you talking? What are you? What are you? What are you talking about? Them naked ass pictures of you? Malfeasance is what I wanted to say. I'm like, malfeasance, girl. That's not thesis, girl. It's a malfeasance. Sorry. Anyway. But yes, okay. Financial malfeasance, girl. What are you talking about, love? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It does. It don't make sense. So when Andrew caught your tea, you got mad. Rita, Rita wrote, Angela. Rita wrote. Rita wrote. You shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. You were wrong, Angela. Okay, I am over here. You see what she did to me? What she did to me? We are wrong, Angela. We are wrong. Do you see what she did to me? You should be sad. I'm about to lose my license. Oh my god, and I just can't handle it. And I can't believe that you don't even know in a restaurant either because. Take a breath, girl. Which was sad. Girl, ooh, breathe, girl. Just breathe, okay? The girl, oh, sorry. She just asked us a simple question. She get cussing the lady out. Girl, you're unlikable. It's not because the females don't want you. It's not because the females are hating on you. You ever I just be want to fix the tape in her head. I just want to pull it out real quick, iron it, fix the crinkles, get it back right because I feel like it's a little twisted in that motherfucker. Just pull it out, get it straight, and then roll it back up in there. Cause girl, what the fuck going on in your head, love? When I tell you, she was like, why don't you twirl on out of here, Angela? Not twirl on out of here. That's nasty. Drew was like, wow, well, that's nasty work. Do you know why she's not here? Yeah, because of what you did. You threw the rock and you hid your hand, and that's exactly how I feel. Exactly how I feel about this girl. Was Kenya absolutely wrong? She was dead ass wrong. She should have never did that mess. But that girl she threw the rock and hid her hand. She asked for the Kenya more experience and she got it. Banged on the door, thought it was going to be just a little poof and got a typhoon. Okay? Girl, but you studied the show clearly. Using the girl's catchphrases. Oh my God. Even used so nasty. Y'all heard her. She was even gonna try to say so nasty, so rude. Said, oh girl, she a fan, she a fan, she a fan. She a fan, she a fan, she a fan. Okay, girl, you're a fan, love. And a psychotic one at that. Shamia does a little speech, girl. I had a dream. that all these hoes was peaceful. All right. Can you hoes look within and then not judge each other? Okay. By the hoish things that you've done, but the content of your hoish character. Can you do that for me? I hear the church bells ringing. Girl, sorry. Okay. It's like, girl, shut up, girl. But, I mean, yes, but girl, shut up. Okay. I'm done. I am fini. Okay. Fini. But, god damn it, Kenya, why the did you give that bitch some the time? You should have paid her and literally paid her dust. Now threaten that bitch, okay? Like send her a video and be like, "Bitch, I seen this shit, and I will send this to every motherfucking person in the whole United States of America." Okay, if you try me again, you raggedy tired ass jelly bean for a brain ass bitch, try me again. Okay, try me again. Do it again. Okay, you should have never did. Tell my here you go. She can say whatever. She can spin this web however the fuck she wants to. But I don't know if she even gonna be on the show for much longer. But also the route that the way that they're taking the show is a very much younger vibe. And so I don't even know if Kenya is even gonna be able to come back and fit in with the girls. And I'm not saying that Kenya is old and washed up. I'm just saying that we got Shamil who has a more giggly, Kelli is more, Angela can hang. She not younger than them, but she still gives fresh. Plus, Angela got a whole gaggle of drama that we got to get into. We just ain't been able to get into it because of all this Kenya and Brit foolishness. Okay, right? Porsha, she always had that. Got Drew, so I don't even know if you do come back, what you'll be coming back to. You can come back. But if they give Phaedra old ass, and again, I'm not being ageist. I don't think Phaedra is old for real. I think Phaedra has a older personality. Like she tries to act like a city girl, but girl, you in the bed by 9 o'clock. Okay, let's be for real. So I don't know. I'm not getting it. I don't know if Kenya even has anything to come back to, and I wish that she had just threatened that bitch with a photo and said, "Try me again, you pussyfoot ass bitch." Goddamn, goddamn, Kenya, goddamn. And I don't even go up for her like that. I don't even go up for her like that. But I was so sick and tired of that list, that raggedy sitting up there lying, and then forgot to say this. Hell, y'all remember when Brit said that her mama was her room was right next door to Brit and Mike? What fuck does he do for a living? And why does he always have so much time to be around? Girl, he over there popping champagne for them in the camera, girl. What work to do? Where he got to be? What does he do? What does he do? Why did he need insurance? Okay. But anyway, back to my point about her mama. She said her mama was living with her room was right next door to Mike and Brit. Now her mama coming in to visit them. I thought your mama lived with y'all. Thought your mama lived with y'all. Okay. Again, stories just not adding up. And then y'all did all this defending of this girl. I'm talking about the girls on the show. Did all this defending of this heifer. Only to fall out with this bitch. The only person who even fucking with her is Porsha. And we already know Porsha don't have no allegiance to all the goddamn body, girl. Not even her good girlfriend, her best friend. She ain't even come to her wedding. Oh, girl, that is a fireable offense to me, girl. You ain't come to my wedding, hoe? You best be in a damn coma on your damn deathbed, bitch, to not come to my damn wedding. And we been friends since way back. Oh no, girl. Anyway, y'all get in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. I know this review is late, but it's better late than never, child. Okay. Girl, goddamn, Kenya. I can't believe you did that shit. That bitch your spot. Now I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna be able to return, but somebody what they call it, girl, burlap. I don't know if burlap coming back, but girl, can you? Anyway, y'all get in the comments. Tell me what y'all think about the episode. Don't forget to like this video before you leave. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. No, don't you just say you will come through and share.
you well. Don't go and chill. I wanna all night. Say it. I wanna all night.